Hi, friends, and welcome to Liggins Lounge. Today, I will be interviewing my friend Tony Allen. Say hi.
Hello.
Yes, we will be discussing a discriminatory lawsuit she has filed with the company Genesys, which is located in Durham, North Carolina. First of all, just thank you for allowing me to record and get your message out. How long were you employed at Genesis?
Approximately 6 years as an employee.
Okay. And when did things start to go wrong?
Around 2019,
Mm-hmm.
I started seeing all of these unprofessional chats. And I was shocked. I was shocked by non-African Americans, and they seemed as if it was no harm to it. So
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, so I went through some of the court documents and I was reading some of the comments that were made in the chat when you were employed there, and I was just like, "Woo, okay." I could really understand and see this is definitely discriminatory. So it says here that also there's a link. If you go to Open Links, there's a link that you can pull up the actual court case filing, and so I'm reading straight from there. So, number 18, it says, on or about June 5th, 2020, one of your colleagues posted a message on Slack with a meme and the following comment, changing my FB photo to hashtag Black Lives Matter. Sure, cut down on the post I was getting. And then it states, I think my friends list shrunk. Ask me if I care. So that was like one comment there. And then it was another comment right below it, number 19, that states on or about June 6th, 2020, one of your colleagues posted, reminder, June 19th is Genesis U.S. holiday. We'll be celebrating freedom from slavery. Okay, so these are a couple of comments that were made. So how did when you read those comments, what was your first reaction? And also, what process did you go to? Did you go to HR or
I was extremely shocked. Like I stated, it was very unprofessional, and me and the other African American colleague, we actually were going back and forth as we actually saw a lot of these chats, and I was just collecting the evidence on the data because I knew then that it was time to take the proper steps to actually file a complaint. So
Okay.
in 2019, I filed my initial complaint.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted HR. Well, no, I contacted. I called corporate.
Uh-huh.
I spoke to a representative, a Genesis representative.
Yes.
She actually relayed the message
Mm-hmm.
to HR. After she relayed the message, I think a couple of days later, I received a call from HR representative by the name of Ian. I can't remember his last name. I don't know if it was Johnson, but I received a call from him. He informed me that he was unaware who would be taking the case. He said that there had not been any complaints or pertaining to discrimination, so he didn't know the process. So he told me he would follow up.
Oh gosh.
And 3 weeks went by.
Three.
Yeah, 3 weeks. It was approximately 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and I received a voicemail of a follow up, and
Okay.
I didn't respond, and the reason why is because I didn't know if this was being taken serious or not. So I moved forward with that, kept on collecting data or evidence. Then the second experience was in 2021.
Mm-hmm.
One of my compliance manager actually left. She retired in 2020, I think 2020, And during that time, we actually had to work under the senior VP of security and compliance.
Mm-hmm.
And no disrespect, I'm sorry, it was hell.
Really?
It was very traumatic. Dealing with him, emails that he sent out, chat messages, not responding to emails. It was a hostile work environment. Period. So that was the complaint. I contacted or I reached out to HR because what is that? Forgive me. I reached out to HR during that time, and I sent an email. They claimed that they did not receive the email because they told me it was routed to an address or email address that wasn't actually being checked, I guess. Yeah. So, but everybody knows that works in security compliance. That's a breach of security.
Right.
Okay? You have an active email address. Where are those emails actually being routed?
Right.
So, it was October the 27th when I sent the email. I didn't receive a response until November the 17th. But on November, I don't want to lie. So I would say sometime in early November, I received a ping, which a chat, a message from my manager, the senior VP, and he wanted to talk to me one-on-one. So he reached out to me. He scheduled a meeting. We met, and he asked me were there any issues or was I having any problems, and it was kind of awkward because why would I want to discuss my complaint to someone who is the individual I'm complaining about?
Right, that is kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I kind of explained it to him. Really, I didn't explain it in detail. Afterwards, it was kind of ironic that HR actually contacted me and they finally received the email.
Right.
After the fact.
Right.
So, I mean, and it just goes on and on.
So you contacted HR several times,
yes.
And you would get these late responses, sometimes no response. So yeah, that is very discouraging.
Very.
It's so you have so much evidence, and just to look at all the evidence that you have and all the things that you've been through, I'm really sorry that this happened to you. How has it affected your mental health going through all of this? I mean, we're talking about $1 billion company, $1 billion company, and it appears that they're not sure on their procedures on how to deal with discrimination.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did this affect you emotionally, socially, if you will? Yeah, elaborate on that.
It affected me physically and mentally. I had hives. I'm on 4 medications now. I'm taking 3 for hives, 1 for depression. I'm seeking bi-monthly therapy. Yeah. I've been through a lot. And I'm sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead.
Also, during the phase of trying to get a mental health break, 2 weeks, I was denied. I was denied that break through HR and management, and that also took a toll on me as well. So it was extremely hard. It was devastating.
Did they give any reasoning why they denied it?
No, because this company is a company that has unlimited vacation. So, unlimited days off, unlimited vacation. So you can take as much time off as you actually want. And I don't know why they actually denied the request, but they did tell me that I could do short-term disability or FMLA.
And did you do that?
I did.
Okay, and how did that go?
Oh, it was less stress. I took approximately, I think I took about 8 months off.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. It was doctor, the doctor or my primary physician actually continued to check the progress of my depression or my state of depression, I guess. And I think I'm still suffering from depression. I really am. I'm still affected. I still, like I said, I'm still on medication. I get depressed still. The medication that I'm actually on, it helps sometimes.
So, I mean, this whole process has affected you financially as well. Okay. So, do you have an attorney, or what happened with that?
No, actually, well, I had an attorney 2019, I think 2020, and she withdrew. And she withdrew because I started asking questions. I think I was being too inquisitive. I was asking her questions about the case, the documentation that she was submitting. A lot of it was documentation that I had actually presented to her, and she was just, well, I shouldn't say she was. I felt like she was actually copying and pasting that information into a case document and charging me $300, $400, and $500 plus. And so she got mad at that and she withdrew.
Oh God!
From the case.
So she withdrew when y'all were going through the proper legal channels. And so now it's like I'm here at the end. The attorney withdrew. And what's really important is that sometimes you have an attorney, but that attorney, you guys have to have the right chemistry. Also, the attorney will apply the law, but they have to have your vision. Because I saw down at the bottom where the company did try to settle with you. Is that correct?
Yeah, they tried to settle with me. But
okay, so if there was no issue or nothing happened that was wrong, why settle? And how much were they trying to settle for?
Well, I'm not. I shouldn't.
It wasn't what you wanted.
But what I can say that I was on COBRA for almost a year, paying nearly $1,000 a month.
Oh God!
And also medications, therapy, and everything. And what they were actually trying to offer me was a slap in the face, literally.
So all that you've been through, and then you rejected the settlement offer.
A very small settlement. It was in the low 5 figures.
Oh
yeah.
Oh gosh, and counsel is very important. And I just hate that all of this has happened to you. So can you tell us about what's going on now with the case, or?
Yeah. Well, currently we've completed the deposition process. We've actually I've responded, or we've responded to each other's deposition questions. I've presented some evidence to the opposing attorney. Now we're at a state where we are actually the Genesys is trying to do a dismissal, a judgment for a motion of judgment to dismiss the case, and the arbitrator actually has pretty much granted them that motion pending. So pending that I provide documentation, or all my documentation, which is this.
So, but why didn't you file straight to the federal government or the Supreme Court? Because these are protected discriminatory classes. Why?
Okay.
Why?
Well, during my initial onboarding / hiring, I signed a contract that I agreed to actually arbitrate instead of going to federal or state court.
Wow! Oh my gosh! So let me go back and review this. So when you got hired with this company, Genesys, the contract you signed said that basically if there were any type of discriminatory claims that you couldn't go file straight federally, that you had to go through them, go through immediately arbitration. And so now you're in arbitration, and now they're saying, oh, you didn't submit this correctly, and so now this case can be thrown out.
Well, basically now what the opposing attorneys, what they're focusing on more so now is they're claiming that I did not follow the proper protocol to for filing a discrimination complaint. Instead of focusing on all of the artifacts or evidence that I have of them actually the racial epithet that they actually are, I actually have. And that's what upsets me the most. You know, it's more so, okay, we're gonna shove this under the carpet or under the rug, but why? I followed the proper procedures to file, and they're making it seem like I did not. But I have all of my evidence, so that's a plus.
Oh gosh. So what do you want people to take from your experiences working at Genesys?
Well, what I want is, I know that African American people are a little intimidated, or they're scared to actually file or actually even reach out and complain or file a discrimination complaint to HR. So what I would like is, because of this video, I want more Black people to feel more comfortable about being able to reach out. Yes, I understand. I have the African American colleague that actually works with me. I understand her situation, and I understand some people have situations where they cannot or they don't want to, because they may have like children. They may be living in a single family home, and they have children, and they may not be able to report it, because we know most of the time it's going to be retaliation. So what I want is, I want Black people to be able to step up to the plate. Don't be scared to file a complaint. I would like to, because of the experience that I'm going through, I would like to work on trying to find some, or do something, or form some type of committee where Black people can file complaints, or they can complain, and they won't be retaliated against. You know, we can all work together on this. I can assist, because I will tell you, I feel really lost without an attorney, but I have been going through this for 3 years, going on 3 years, going on 4 years. So my goal is, if I can't do anything else, I want the individual to know what I've been through, and the process, what they need to do in order to prevent this from happening to them.
And some people might say, you know, well, at my job, everything's fine, or I own my own business. But I think as a collective, what people have to realize is that we're all interconnected. So even if you own your own business, right? And say if, you know, you have a person, they own their own business, but yet you have another person who just lost their job, they're not going to be able to go to your business and spend the $300 that they may have, you know, spent. So it's all a community. We're all interconnected. And, you know, this does happen. But the thing is, it will continue to happen if we don't speak up. It may be an inconvenience. You might have to, you know, reach out to family members in order to get by. But think about it. Even if you say, oh, well, my job is fine, it might affect your daughter or your son, or, you know, your son's wife, you know, that is out working in corporate America and is treated like this. You know, my thing is, I just want people to be aware. I don't want this to happen to anyone else. I mean, as a friend, I know you've gone through this emotional roller coaster. It's been taxing in every way possible. So what can people do to help support, you know, your case and, you know, this matter?
Get the word out. Share the video, share it on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any outlet, any media outlet. That would be the best way. I think. And it would help me so much. I would love it because this is a company, and this company does not deserve to get a free pass on discrimination.
Right.
And I'm not going to, and I'm not going to be a victim. I will not be victimized because of something that an organization such as Genesys has done to me as an individual. So, I'm going to hold them accountable. I'm going to do everything I can. Everything I can.
And I forgot to add, I'm sorry, I forgot to add, all of your evaluations were proficient, satisfactory, or more.
Honey,
So there's no issue of, oh, she didn't know the job. You were great at your job.
Oh, they got me stellar.
I read
I did stellar
documentation.
work.
Yes. Okay. Well, friends, thank you so much for joining again. Please subscribe and share your video. Help support Miss Allen in her cause. We will be back for another interview to go a little bit deeper into detail. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.